Before this video even begins, I wanted to give a very special thank you to Miss Nagle and Mr. Howe, our two chaperones, throughout the entirety of Journey Down Under. The trip wouldn't have been possible without you two, and thank you so much for your hard work and making sure we all had a fun time. Now let's get on with the video. Have you ever left your country before? Until Journey Down Under, I had never even left the SoCal region. My furthest trip was to Catalina Island, twice, and I've always wanted to leave for some faraway land when I was younger, so I could go see the world's life in ancient structures. Yet we never had the chance. That was until my freshman year of high school, when a trip to Australia and New Zealand was announced. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity would promise to give me everything I had wanted in regards to travel. With the trip paid and the schedule set to the end of my senior year in high school, I was excited to finally go visit another country. So let me paint a scene really quickly. Senior year me was very different from that kid who begged his parents to go on the trip. I still had the wonder in my mind and I had set for this trip. Hell, sometimes it was the only thing keeping me going from giving up. So when the trip was finally confirmed to be on the 18th of June 2023, I locked in fully, making sure I made it to the end of high school successfully so I could go on this trip. Summer arrives, and my diploma in hand, and strange feelings about leaving high school are the only things in my head. I need a break. Good thing that the trip is on the 28th of July, right? Father's Day rolls around. The 18th of June was spent with my family, watching TV shows and playing video games all day. I'm tired and I'm ready for bed, but before I go sleep, I always check my messages to see if anyone needs me. All of a sudden... Fuck! Yeah, I'm a dumbass. It wasn't the 28th of July, the trip was today. About 3 hours ago, I was supposed to be in LAX waiting with the rest of my group to fly across the world. Instead, I was in my room, freaking the hell out about what I was gonna do now. In a panic, my family came together and helped me pack everything I needed in a matter of a few seconds. I was so underprepared for the trip that I had to reuse old equipment from other trips in previous years. I threw on my makeshift outfit and luggage and was informed by Miss Nagle that I had 3 hours to make it onto the flight, that if I could get to LAX by then, I just might make it. Traffic hit us hard and right at the end as well. After hours of driving and waiting, my end goal was in sight, but I only had minutes to spare. I decided to run out of the car and through a sea of parked vehicles towards Tom Bradley Terminal, catching a bus along the way. Eventually, I did end up making it to the terminal, and all the adrenaline that had been keeping me awake just hit me instantly. I was effectively asleep for the rest of the LAX fiasco. I remember boarding our flight after clearing the luggage check-in, and that was about it. I was effectively asleep the whole time, so my brain just sort of filled everything in a dreamlike state. Every memory I have of my first flight was vivid and surreal, like it didn't happen. Every story I'd ever heard of flight was one of greatness, where the character finally moves his powers up a stage or learns a grand revelation about themselves. My first flight was no different. I fell asleep almost instantaneously amongst the clouds, thinking about the story I'd have to tell next. This is that story.
That was amazing, Tom. Amazing.
I like to sheep and dog show the most.
It's your boy John Morant.
I'm actually from North Carolina. Go for it.
Sean's a bitch.
I'm here with Ephraim Miller. All right, what was your favorite part about the trip?
Honestly, just like actually going on the plane and be able to sing it, like actually seeing what was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being in a different country, it's just the best part.
Yo, we in New Zealand.
Nah, we not there.
We straight bugging. Look at this. It's fucking 6:30 in the morning local fucking time. Look at this. The fuck going on in New Zealand?
Yeah, I know, that's not my proudest moment. After that clip, we had breakfast and then we went on a boat tour.
Even though he was in constant battles and wars, things were still going well for him. And then he had this thing called a daughter. Well, the daughter wanted to try on the tribe's sacred necklace. I've got 3 teenagers, they're not touching anything about you, trust me. Now, the other story goes that she stole it. Now, if she did steal it, I've concluded that she was probably a teenager. Where do you think that necklace is now? Yeah, bottom of the lake. Now, you guys are really lucky you got me on board today, because I'm actually willing to risk the lives of some of you trying to find it. Who's with me? Are you videoing birds? Did you get, consent?
Can I record you?
Good man.
I said yes.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to be really, really honest with you guys. I thought that was going to be way more dramatic. Welcome to Albarca. Great little lake, this one. I do like it. I have actually a special name for it. I call it HOWE.
After our little escapade in the nearby lakes of Rotorua, we got dropped off at the nearest Maori village. We got to go tour that too. That one was pretty fun.
Now, mostly vegetables are cooked in the pool. Anything with fat or oil not only contaminates the water, it has a reaction. Corn, 10 minutes. Cabbage, 2 to 3 minutes. Broccoli, carrots, cauliflower, 3 to 4 minutes. Eggs, soft, 6, hard, a little longer. Crayfish, lobsters, 5 to 7 minutes. Then into ice water. Shellfish, 30 seconds. Just place your contents into a cheesecloth bag, tying it to a rope. The pool has no bottom. Our geologists put cable in the pool measuring temperature, depth. Surface 96 to 100 degrees Celsius or 212 Fahrenheit. The further down, 285 degrees Celsius. They ran out of cable at 50 feet, realizing the pool opens up as an underground cavern. Now when the pressure builds, the water rises, channeling that volume of water through the outlet to our communal baths. When it drops, 45 minutes to an hour before the pressure rises again, continuing the cycle 24 times a day. Now we've never had an incident of anybody falling into the pool, even before the barriers went up. Now when the wind changes direction, face comes over here, enjoy the facial. It is only steam. We've been poked, prodded, questioned about longevity and what effects it has on our people living in an environment like this. Well, I'm glad to announce it has no effect. And our people are living well into their 80s, 90s with no health effects. Because like I said, it is steam we're inhaling, not sulfur. Sulfur cannot develop at boiling point. Where the families bring buckets, fill them, take them home to do dishes. It's also where we bring the children to teach them how to cook from the thermal. We're surrounded by freshwater lakes. One of the first things the children learn to cook, the freshwater crayfish.
I can't listen to the glasses, I can't listen.
Getting to learn about Maori culture firsthand was honestly very fun. We'd get to do that a lot more throughout the whole trip, but this experience was something that stuck with me because our tour guide also introduced us to some of the political issues around the Maori and their lands.
For them to access the geysers, they need to come across the bridge, but they wouldn't listen. When our trustees said, come to the table, speak to us, they refused. So our trustees took Te Puia to the High Court. We wanted to be acknowledged. We are the landowners. When the High Court said yes, suddenly a government representative turned up on our doorstep wanting to speak to the trustees. Now we've already had our arbitration hearing. We're just now waiting for the outcome. We don't want to stop the operations of Te Puia. We just want to be acknowledged. We are the landowners. Now, just below the geysers, our own private swimming pool, we call Bluey's. It's the water that's coming from the geysers, leaving that silky feeling on the skin like the baths. But it's cooler than the baths, warmer than the river. We swim in it during summer. So my cousins and I would run across the top of the terrace there and leap into the blueies.
We also got the chance to get some more bonus ducks.
All carved houses, a central pillar, Pautoko Manawa heart. And that's why we liken the houses to the body of an ancestor. They're the heart of our culture, beliefs, genealogy. The carved panels on the outside of the house depicting genealogy. The figurine at the top, father. The figure below, son. If there was a third figure, grandson. And that's how genealogy are told through the panels. We do have carvings of the women. They're inside the house along with the chiefs. The males are on the outside for protection. And the difference between a male and female carving, women do not protrude their tongue. And features, starting with the head. To our people, most sacred part of the body. We never had a written language. But the carvings, the houses were our writing, even the markings on the faces. We called tāmoko. So the men, they had the full face markings. The women, moko kauai, the lips and chin, representing status, genealogy, accomplishments. Now when it came to genealogy, one side of the face, your father's history. Other side, your mother's. Accomplishments from the eyelids down. Knowledge from the eyelids up, as well as singing, dancing, our language. Now traditionally, the tāmoko was cut into the face, not like today with the tattoo gun drawn on the face. Now next feature, facial expressions, enlarged eyes, protruding tongue, act of defiance. Before the men did battle, performing the haka, stamping their feet on the ground, slapping their legs, chest, arms, stimulating the body, as well as the facial expressions. So every muscle, including eyes and tongue, were used. Hopefully, when confronting the enemy, they take fright, turn, run, no battle would take place. So the haka, to prepare the warrior mentally, physically, spiritually for battle.
After that, we had a chance to spend our money at the gift shop. I bought myself a hook-shaped necklace. It's supposed to give you protection and good luck when it comes to anything aquatic. Honestly, that's kind of fitting for a marine biologist. I know about the fish hook's meaning simply because we went to a jewelry store immediately after this. Don't worry, we'll get back to the Maori villages later.
So Māori found a way to utilise certain designs and certain shapes to represent an aspect of our life that we don't generally represent or talk about, how we present ourselves to the rest of the world, that 1% of who we are behind closed doors is what it will encompass. So as I'm going through and telling you guys a little bit about the shapes, try and link it to someone that you know, whether that be yourself or someone that we love. Cool, so the first one I want to talk to you guys about is the twist. In Māori, it's known as the pikurua. This here is generally presented to those who want to demonstrate the loyalty and bond or relationship between one or two people. It isn't always romantic. It's a little reminder to say, hey, although life is a bit hard for you right now, I've got your back. I'm always going to be here for you. I'm always going to sit there and guide you if need be. I've got your back. But it's also a little reminder to an individual, no matter how much we try to make life go on that straight line, that we try to make it go perfect, the universe likes to have that little twist. And maybe take that little twist as a little reminder not to stress about it. Life just likes to do that, and you can have a bit more of a growing process through that twist. What do I mean by passport? And then I have a koru, also known as a spiral. A little reminder, or generally presented to those who are in the midst of a new beginning and it frightens them. Something new being presented in their life. Or they're opportunists and we want something new, or we want new beginnings. This here is that little reminder to take that new beginning with an open heart. It could be the best decision you ever did. Not all new beginnings are frightening. And then we have a heimato, also known as a hook. Generally presented to those who are really, who love going on the little adventures, travels across water. It means you will come home safely. Although we're not always physically present with those that we love, we're going to come home safely. It will protect us along travelling. You guys might have seen this one. It's called a heart. Yeah. Universal symbol of love. Anything to do with love, I love you, I love myself, I will gift a heart. And then I have a Manaya, also known as a spiritual guardian. Generally presented to those who are really close with a loved one, but that loved one is not present with us today. It's a little reminder that although they are not present with us today, that they will continue to guide with us and walk with us through our generation of time. Remember how I mentioned that the highest warrior got the weapon? Then you have the highest chief. So the highest chief was the highest of authority. No one questioned him and no one challenged him. A big part of that was he displayed mental fortitude. He faced adversity. He was a really headstrong person. To put this in perspective, who are the person that you think of when I mention mental fortitude, adversity, strength, and courage? A tuki means all of those things, but they were only gifted to the highest of chiefs. They set the tone for what they represent today. To put that in perspective, if someone gives you a tuki, or you want a tuki, you're pretty much saying you don't know how strong you are until that's the only thing that you have left, is being strong. And that matches that capacity we generally don't know, do we?
After our educational tour in the jewelry shop, it was back to the hotel rooms to just relax and wait until nightfall. Once it was nighttime, we went to another Maori village. We got to try out some of their food and experience more culture. We also get a chance to see the Maori in action.
Well, they twist and they flick, opening and removing the crown. Okay!
And lastly, as the night came to a close, we got to hear their stories and listen to their music.
Tribes, Hinemoa and Tutanekai met at this gathering for the first time, and they fell in love. However, due to tribal and social reasons, the two were forbidden to be with each other. So Tutanekai and his tribe and family returned home to the island of Mokoia, and Hinemoa stayed on shore with her tribe. However, over many evenings while they were separated, Tutanekai would sit on the edge of the island. He would face her village and he would play his kowowo, or his flute, in hopes that Hinemoa could still hear his affection. And she could. Hinemoa grew tired of their separation, decided, despite what her father and tribe thought, she wanted to be with her lover Tutanekai. However, Hinemoa's father, the chief of the tribe, had heard of her intentions to reunite with him. So one evening, he had ordered the men to pull the canoes high onto shore, so she could not make their journey to Tutanekai. However, Hinemoa was young and in love, and she was determined to be with him. Later on that same evening, Hinemoa found water calabashes. She emptied the water out, and she tied them all to her waist as a means of flotation. She then crept into the cold, dark waters of Lake Rotorua. Guided by the light of the moon and the sound of Tutanekai's flute, she made that long, cold, and dark swim to reunite with her lover. Later on that evening, folks, we can't tell you what happened, but we are the result of that, and we are just some of their many descendants. So, in honor of our two ancestors, this next song.
After the end of their music, their songs, and their dance, we went to go eat. Then it was back to the hotel rooms. Some of us, like my roommates, decided to go mess around in the pool with a bunch of the other people in our group. I, however, was tired, so I just showered and fell asleep immediately. But that was the end of the day, and also with that came the end of our adventures in Rotorua.
I'm here with
Isabella.
Alright. What was your favorite part of the trip?
I like the sheep and dog show the most, I think.
That was pretty lit.
It's great.
What I meant to say is that they weren't really over yet. We still had a little bit of time left in Rotorua. What better way to spend it than by venturing? And so we did. We took a bus tour to this place called the Agrodome. The Agrodome trip took about 1 hour of our time, so there wasn't really much footage I could capture. Still, we had a lot of free time on our way to Auckland, so we decided to make one last stop before we got there.
Bali. We just went on that one. Shit was dope, bro. It's a whole racetrack. They couldn't film it because I don't have 3 hands, but it was awesome. We've been tripping. Yo!
That was not 20 minutes, bro.
That was 20 minutes!
I couldn't record much of our experience there, as there was a rule saying that you couldn't record in almost every single store and attraction that was there. And for the ones that you could, it was the slide, and, well, I don't have 3 hands, like I said in the clip. I can't film and drive a car. And then my GoPro died, so it didn't even matter. But after our time spent in the luge, we finally continued all the way straight to Auckland. Auckland was probably the shortest and the most boring part of the trip. Even so, we had a lot of nice moments. We all ate together at this restaurant right by the harbor. Then, we went to go explore the city at night. Random disclaimer time. Don't actually go out and do this unless you want to. I hold no legal liability if you get kicked out of a country. Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dante, the Salmon Villarroel. Today, we're going to teach you how to get kicked out of a country. So step 1, spend $5,000 and go on a trip to Australia and New Zealand. Step 2, when you're in New Zealand, forget to read about the EF Educational Tours package that they give you that also contains all the rules of what you can and can't do in foreign countries. Step 3, sign up to go jump off of a giant-ass tower in Auckland. Step 4, once again, neglect to realize the fact that it's listed as a banned activity. Step 5, get lectured and almost kicked out of the country. And this here concludes today's segment of Salmon Tutorials. Please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more epic, awesome gamer tutorials. After this whole tower incident, the only other thing that happened in Auckland was Issa getting food poisoning.
What was your favorite part about the trip?
The food poisoning. That was fucking amazing, fam. Amazing. Food poisoning from Macca's was immaculate. Immaculate. Throwing up all night, didn't get any sleep. Immaculate. Immaculate.
Nothing else that was worth noting really happened other than us just waiting around until we could go to the airport for our next flight. We had a few laughs and a few fun moments there, just talking and catching up. But once we finally made it to the airport, it was now time to go across the channel to Australia.
What were you looking forward to the most?
Low-key Sydney.
Halfway through the video, halfway through my travels, we're finally to the city of Sydney, Australia. Now, a disclaimer, I was stuck in the hotel room for the second half of our times during this city, so there was a lot I missed. I'll do my best to cover as much as I can, and I've borrowed footage from other people, so thank you very much to Miss Christina and also Aiden for lending me your stories and footage about what happened in Sydney. There was just so much to do in the city that we got overwhelmed very quickly, but out of the stuff I was personally able to attend, these are some of my favorites.
On the first day we were there, I got a bunch of chances to try out photography. I got to take photos of places like Anzac Museums, the Sydney Opera House, and also
the general layout of Sydney.
It was around about this time where I got food sickness, and I was left with no other choice but to just power through it for the rest of the day. Still, we had a chance to have some fun. We took a visit over to Bondi Beach. I was also the only one to go swimming in Bondi Beach, so I have bragging rights over everyone.
We got the chance to go to an opal museum and store. Everything was so expensive that I couldn't afford to buy anything, but there was a really cool fossil collection that they had, which consisted of fossils made almost entirely of opal. So I got some nice pictures of that. That was very fun. Then we were able to go up onto the Sydney Tower, also known as the Sydney Eye.
That was absolutely amazing. Being able to see the city of Sydney all the way up in the sky was fascinating. I don't think I've ever seen a city that high up before other than when we were on the plane. That doesn't really count because it's so high up you can't see anything.
Immediately after that, we went to go take a break so then we could catch a ferry to go around Sydney by the sea. I felt awful at this point. I was constantly having to go to the restroom on every single expedition we went to, and I wasn't able to fully enjoy myself as I was constantly having to battle with, just stomach pain and being tired and everything. But I pushed through nonetheless. Finally, it was close to the end of the day, and we had one attraction left. We would go downtown in Sydney and just, mess around, go eat, go see the parties that were going on live in the area.
And then we went home. That was it. That was the end of day one in Sydney. Next, we would go back to the hotel room and go to sleep for the night. Tomorrow we had another excursion ahead of us. We'd get to go inside the Sydney Opera House. Unfortunately for me,
I was stuck in bed all goddamn day long. I missed out on the excursion and every single activity that they got to do. I was basically just stuck in a hotel room for the majority of the day. I took a bunch of medicine to help with the pain and also just food sickness. I was just going in and out of consciousness, taking frequent naps at this point, until I woke up and it was late in the afternoon. I felt fine, so I decided to rejoin the group once they came back. We had a once-in-a-lifetime chance to go watch a live rugby game, and that took up the position of dinner. So I've never really been much of a sports fan myself here in the United States, but I got hyped for it.
They made a chicken look cool, bro. Like, he dove in and threw it out. Yeah, he threw it out.
He's not here. It is 4 to 18. It was 0 to 18 earlier. Let's see if they're any good.
We're about to find out.
I did also get some really good photos of the Roosters team mascot and the Raiders captain. But after our times at the rugby game, that was it. The next morning, we woke up very early, took a flight over to Cairns, Australia. This was by far the greatest city of the entire trip. You'll see why. What wasn't there to do in this city? It had the Great Barrier Reef, aquariums, an entire rainforest and aboriginal population, and absolute freedom to go out whenever we pleased without being chaperones. This was the greatest city in all of Australia. This was.
I think Cairns was probably the best part of the trip for me.
your biceps, your triceps, and your pelvis at the same time.
No, watch.
No, we don't need to. It's a zesty pull-up. I invented it. Stay hard.
What's up, guys? Today we're gonna be trying out macas in Australia.
It's got a little screen on the back so you can see exactly
So
what the difference is.
we're trying aioli. That looks absolutely shushing. So put on this nugget, dip it in, creamy, and then we eat it. That is quite shushing.
Un video más, mi gente, para perder el tiempo. Patata, salsa, y nos fuimos. Qué rico, mi gente.
We were just messing around, familiarizing ourselves with the city. We got a chance to go to a pool. It was pretty fun. And then we woke up the next day. And the part of the trip that made me sign up in the first place was finally here. It was time for the Great Barrier Reef. It started off with us boarding a boat. After about 3 hours of sailing, we arrived at the reef. I'd always wanted to see this place in person. I didn't think I'd get to do so this quickly. I guess I really am lucky. This whole trip was just lucky incidents from the airport to the end of the trip. I was this group's lucky charm, if nothing else.
¿Está bien si grabo?
Sí, sí.
Any last words? Fuck fam. Absolutely fuck. I want to go back to my country.
We're about to die.
If you record me to talking in English, we're gonna need subtitles.
I'll put subtitles.
After a quick explanation on how to use our diving gear, we hopped in for the first time.
There we go.
I entered a world I only ever saw in documentaries and videos. It is, to this day, the most beautiful thing I've seen. Vibrant colors everywhere you looked. There were fish absolutely everywhere. They would swim right up to you and they wouldn't even care. A lot of them seemed very curious about my GoPro. Giant open areas and stacks of reefs mirroring our own skyscrapers and cities. And what looked like a table habitat for a bunch of fish. But our tour was over, so the rest of the fish I found were on my own.
Was it cool? That was
Thank you so much.
That was pretty goddamn sick.
I hope you enjoy it.
I just let myself get lost in the sea, and I began to get surrounded by all sorts of fish. I even got lucky enough to see a sea turtle, and took a few final photos before our adventures in the Great Barrier Reef had to come to an end. I learned from this experience that I belong in the water. I will become a marine biologist one day. After the end of our reef adventures, we finally go back to the hotel room. We slept in early because tomorrow we'd move to Kuranda for an expedition on a rainforest.
We're here in the savage lands, exploring.
We got trees. That's it. Look at the trees. We're in the savage lands exploring and we got trees. That's it. Just trees. We got trees. We got you a little story about this place. It's called a waterfall because waterfalls. No shot. Fascinating. My god, it's that one card from Clash Royale. It is the log from Clash Royale.
It's just to grow really, really fast. And this plant here is very good at doing this. Does anyone know what this particular plant is?
Lawyer cane?
Lawyer cane, well done.
And you'll get a fantastic view
They're looking at the Great Eastern Escarpment. That's that mountain range that travels north and south all the way along the eastern coast pretty much of Australia. And that's the main reason that we've been able to keep the rainforest alive. It is a narrow strip of land. I think at its widest it's only about 60 kilometres wide. So to finish up the tour, we have a lot of other ancient species in this rainforest. The ferns, what looks to be like a big bird's nest on the tree, is actually a basket fern. Ferns date back over 400 million years. This all predates the first flowering plants on the planet by many millions of years. The first flowering plant that ever evolved is alive and well and is living in this rainforest. So this place is very much a living window into the past and gives scientists and people a good insight into how plants evolved and the start and the beginnings of plant life.
We had a chance to eat some food.
Milkshake busted. What you think about that shit? Pretty good. Busted.
And then go meet the Aboriginal people.
I'm like about to hit the goddamn ceiling considering how tall I am.
We got to throw some boomerangs, and I got to go twice.
Oh! And then we run.
Oh, damn!
They showed us how to throw spears as well. They didn't let me do it though. And then we got to dance. After Kuranda, we went to the Cairns Aquarium. Another chance to go see more fish that we missed in the reef.
We in the aquarium.
Oh, you're the grunters. These guys are pretty cool. He can be at any point in that tank, so I'm just trying to spot him before I talk about him.
That's kind of weird.
That's about to be me in like 3 hours.
It's gonna be all of us.
Dante, you scared me.
I'm
literally just in
got
here.
to see her. And coming to those dangerous animals. So these are lionfish. I believe lionfish are invasive. I don't know where, but somewhere they have actually started to become invasive.
God damn! It's a giant pancake. Oh. I got it on video. You know there's a plushie that they sell. It's called Stacks. What is it? It's called like Stacks.
He's a grouper. He's a Queensland grouper.
I like sharks. Sharks are really curious.
During my travels to Australia, I made one friend abroad, and in my stereotypical fashion, my friend is a fish. I forgot his name. I only heard it once, but I remember. Every time I tried to take a photo when I was in the aquarium, he would swim up, almost like he knew what a camera was and just pose with me. There was a point where I even started talking to him, and it was like he could understand me. But unfortunately, this is where our travels end. After the aquarium, we went back to the hotel room one last time. Me and Ephraim walked around the city together, reminiscing a little bit.
We're in the city of Cairns, last day. We're in the wilds of Australia. I got my friend Ephraim. You can't see him because the light is off. There is no light here. Yeah. We just ate dinner. We're going back to the U.S. We're going back to Cali tomorrow. That's gonna be lit.
It's been a W trip.
That's gonna be lit, yo.
It's gonna be such a cool trip.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. That shit was awesome.
Did you die?
I did in fact die. I actually don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
We ate gelato one last time.
We just got some gelato. This shit bussin'. I've been addicted to this stop right here for like 3 days. And we're going back to the States tomorrow, so yeah, I'm here with Ephraim.
Shit is big, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Look at this, man.
Look at these portion sizes. These are 2 scoops each.
It's 2 scoops, bro.
Yeah, this place is amazing. I love it so much. It's so good. You guys gotta try it.
This shit, pussy.
By the next morning, we said our goodbyes, headed to the airport. flight at Melbourne. We'll be back home soon, and this will all be over. But before that, we had to try some crocodile jerky.
What's that? We're gonna be eating crocodile jerky. We're probably gonna die after this.
Dying is not what I want to do on the way.
Oh my god, the smell.
What is it?
I can't tell if it's good or bad, but it's like...
It smells so weird.
Pinkish. I don't really know. Alright, cheers.
Cheers to not dying. It's actually not as jerky as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. The smell's a little bit off-putting, but...
It does in fact taste like chicken.
It does in fact taste like chicken, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, now we know.
And I conducted my interviews with my friends.
Hello, my name is Aiden Zanati. I'm actually from North Carolina. I'm not saying from True. My favorite part of the trip was definitely getting to make new friends while traveling, and specifically Cairns. I think Cairns was like probably the best part of the trip for me. I'm most looking forward to Sydney and the Sydney Opera House. And yeah, it was just an amazing trip overall. Actually got a new tattoo out of it, so that was very fun. That was in Cairns too, so yeah.
I'm here with...
It's Esau.
up there. What was your favorite part about the trip?
That was fucking amazing, fam. Amazing. Food poisoning from Macca's was immaculate. Immaculate. Throwing up all night, didn't get any sleep. Immaculate. Immaculate.
What were you looking forward to the most from the trip?
Going back home.
Yeah.
No, that's wild.
That's actually crazy. That's going in the video.
Yo, what's up, gangy? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm here with...
It's your boy John Morant.
I'm here with...
Ephraim Miller.
Ephraim Miller. Alright, what was your favorite part about the trip?
Honestly, just like actually going on the plane and be able to sing it. Like actually seeing what was there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being in a different country, it's just the best part.
What were you looking forward to the most?
Low-key Sydney.
Sydney was pretty lit.
Yeah, Sydney was lit. It was just too much going on.
Yeah.
The best part of it was road trip, 100%.
Oh god. I'm here with...
Isabella.
Alright. What was your favorite part of the trip?
I like the sheep and dog show the most, I think.
Yeah, that was pretty lit.
Great.
What were you looking forward to the most?
I was looking forward to the jade shop and the opal thing. Yes.
Alright. Thanks. Once the plane took off, I took some time to reflect. This trip could alter the course of my life. I got to say my goodbyes, meet new people, increase my worldview, all as I was just beginning to enter the precipice of adult life. Now I stand here, a college student, driver, lifeguard, knowing that I myself went to go see two beautiful countries and got the experience of a lifetime. This 12-day trip wasn't just a trip to learn about other cultures, it was to learn about myself. It was the start of my adult life. So when I came home, I knew I was ready for anything life might throw at me. This isn't just a trip, it's a journey down under.